Hey guys, how's it going? So, today I am going to do a first impression review of a game called Empire of the Ants. This is the full release version of the game that the developers were nice enough to send me before the game actually releases. The game is available for $40 or 40 euros on Steam, which is quite a bit. Currently, you can repurchase the game, but today, hopefully, we are going to be able to determine if the game is actually worth purchasing. So, I should also state that apparently the game is not currently meant to be played with a keyboard and mouse, but I'm gonna play it with a keyboard and mouse in any way, because in my opinion, if the game releases in whatever, I think it's a couple of weeks since me recording this video, like I think the game releases in something like 4 weeks or 5 weeks. In my opinion, they would not really be able to implement, or well, I should say they wouldn't be able to fix any major issues in the control scheme or even in the game in that time. So what I'm gonna play here is really the game. It's really what the game is going to be. So obviously they have a couple of weeks until the game releases, but in my opinion they won't be able to fix anything. If there's anything majorly broken in the game, they won't be able to fix it in 4 weeks. So that's how I see it. They gave me the 1.0 version of the game, and that is what I am going to be reviewing today. So you can see there at the bottom 1.0. So this is the full version of the game as you will be playing the game when the game actually releases if you buy the game. So in any way, let's get into it. So one thing that I found interesting is that the game is developed by a pretty small studio. I thought that when I looked at the graphics and all of that kind of stuff, that the game, the studio behind the game would be a pretty big studio, but actually the studio is really small. The studio has about 20 employees, which means that only realistically about maximum 10 of those employees would be developers, because obviously not all the people in a game development studio are actual developers. There are VFX artists, there's sound mastering engineers, there's PR people. So out of a company of 20 people, realistically not even 10 of them would be developers. So this game comes from a studio which only has 20 employees, which is actually a really small studio. So firstly, I'm impressed by the graphics of the game, but asking $40 or 40 euros for a game that is a little bit rough, like, we will obviously be able to determine today, hopefully, if the game can be worth $40, but in my opinion, asking $40 for a game that comes from such a small studio is a big ask. Like, it's very possible that the game can be worth $40, it's very possible, but usually games from smaller studios are going to not have a lot of content, they're not going to have a lot of polish, they're not gonna have a lot of stuff because it is simply a smaller studio. It's the same reason why a game from a solo developer like a single developer, can basically never match up to the bigger games. Like they can try to match up to the bigger games, like if it's a first-person shooter solo developer, that game can try to be as good as Cyberpunk 2077 or try to be as good as Far Cry 5, but you will never have the polish, you will never have the content, you will never reach the level of the bigger studios. So in my opinion, the fact that these developers are asking $40 for the game is really either very ambitious or very delusional. So we will be able to see hopefully today if it is like, which one is it, you know? Are they being delusional or are they simply ambitious? And hopefully they have been able to match that ambition for a $40 or a €40 game. So the options menu is quite basic, really quite basic. Why did it go up to that resolution? I already set the game to this resolution, apply, but for some reason it went back to the bigger resolution. So that's already a bug that I see in the game. It should not be jumping back to the previous resolution. And so yeah, very, very basic. Like the quality options, you cannot change environmental detail, object detail, draw distance, shadow quality, character detail, nothing like that. Like it is literally just low, medium, high. That's all, low, medium, high. So already, like, that's quite disappointing, because like you should be able to change all of the different graphical options individually, and yet in this game you can't do that. So shadow detail, you can't lower that. Object detail, you can't lower that. Draw distance and view distance, you can't lower that. So yeah, that's disappointing. I'm not sure if the game has motion blur or depth of field. Right here in this view, it doesn't have depth of field. So, oh, wait, there's depth of field right there. So we will have to see in the actual game, because this is rendered. This isn't a video file or anything like this. This is actually being rendered. So we will have to see if you can turn off, well, I mean, you can't turn off motion blur or depth of field, because there's no options for motion blur or depth of field at all. So we will just have to see if the actual game has depth of field. Like this scene right here, if you look at the plants at the top, doesn't have depth of field. This one does have depth of field, so it's weird. Some scenes have depth of field, other scenes don't have depth of field, so it's just weird. But yeah, honestly, it's a really poor amount of options that you get, because you cannot change any individual graphical options. But yeah, otherwise than that, I don't really see any real issues. Everything looks fine, more or less, and you cannot change your controls. Literally, you cannot change controls, so the game has no customizable control scheme whatsoever. Not for controller and not for mouse and keyboard. You cannot change your controls at all, which is quite bad. So anyway, with that being said, let's jump into the game and see if this game can actually be worth $40. Tayukan. Is that the name of the level? I'm not sure. Okay. So we are already in the game. That was a very quick loading screen, but I am running this game on a very fast NVMe drive. So I'm cheating a little bit. I certainly have a very fast NVMe drive, which most players will not have probably. So what are we supposed to do? So you move with W, A, S, and D. You can also look around like this. Can we go into the plants? Yes, we can go into the plants. Okay, so the game is actually open world. It's not a joke. You can see there's depth of field. So already that's bad. The game has depth of field, but you can't turn depth of field off. So that's an issue. That's a really big issue. There's snails over there. There's a marker over there. Okay, so let's, I guess, follow the marker. I mean, there's no tutorial so far, so I guess let's just go over to the marker, I guess. Can you sprint? Oh, yes, you can sprint, actually. Okay, lag. Yeah, that was some really big lag. The game literally froze there. So am I supposed to go over here or down? Okay, we just engage 4x4 mode and then we can go up anything. I guess that's pretty realistic because ants can like literally scale walls and stuff like that. So I guess that's realistic. The game is really pretty. It's pulling a lot of wattage right now, 290 watts on my 3080 RTX. But it looks nice. Peak to 9615. Is that the name? You are not from around here. Let me see. Ah, Balokan. You're here to see our queen. Follow the column of ants, the ones with the food. They will lead you to Tayuni, our beloved queen. Thank you for your help. Anything special to report? About the flood? Any idea why it's happening now? May I ask the strange smell on you? From an expedition to an anomaly in the forest, dried leaves glued together with the most extraordinary resin. And the smell like a damp old piece of moss with a dash of metal. The scent never left me. I wear it like a badge of honor. Okay, so they just basically give you like side dialogue, even though it's not even dialogue, it's just quests. So texts, not quests. So yeah, unfortunately the game doesn't have voice acting. Already in a $40 game, not having voice acting, that's pretty rough. But anyway, thanks for your help. The ones with the food. Holy crap, you can even go on the bottom. Where the hell am I? You can even go on the bottom of the log. So you can, look at this, you can literally go sheer. Look at that. Literally on the bottom. Yeah, so this ant, like throughout the entire game, you're not really going to have to worry about going around obstacles. You can literally just go over the obstacles. Can we jump? Oh, we can jump. Okay. The game is really, really pretty, I have to say. It is quite pretty. And also just like from a nature appreciationist uh, point of view, the game is really quite impressive. I mean, obviously, the movements of the ants aren't necessarily realistic, because in real life, like, there's a warrior ant over there and there's another warrior ant over here, but traditionally in nature only the warrior ants will be walking around randomly like this, and the worker ants will all be in a column. So I don't necessarily think that the game's rendition of the ants are really realistic, but it looks nice. It's not realistic, but it looks nice having all of these random ants just walking around. Like, it makes you feel like there's activity all over the place, which is pretty cool. So I think we should probably be able to walk anywhere we want right now, because the game so far hasn't blocked me. Even when I went into the grass over there, I wasn't blocked or anything like that. But I mean, let's just follow the markers, I guess. There's no tutorial so far at all, which is poor. But yeah, let's just follow the marker, I guess. Okay, we get the loading screen. Oh, so that's the queen ant. Speak to Tayuni. Welcome. Who are you? Come closer. Let me feel you. Ballo Khan has sent help. Your mother, Ballo Kuni, be blessed. The situation here is dire. The flood is unstoppable. Help your sisters in Tayu Khan before its destruction. Okay, I'm not gonna... What? Oh, you can actually move. And I just got an achievement. Okay. So you can go out of the hole. I don't know why they even allow you to go out of the hole. And then you have to do all of the dialogue options again. So we can do these other dialogue options, but I don't care about it. If the developers aren't going to be bothered with voice acting, then I'm not going to be bothered with reading, to be honest. So we will save your daughters, Queen Tayuni. Can we look around? No, we can't look around. We can move backwards and forwards, but otherwise than that, you can't look around or anything like that. My mouse is literally not doing anything right now. Jump. The snails. Where are the snails? Has anyone seen the snails? You, come here. Experienced from Balokan. Excellent. Special request. Take a legion. Get at least one snail down here. Without it, our escape is doomed. Don't worry, I will bring you back a snail. Yeah, the loading screens are very fast. But like I said, I have a very fast NVMe drive. Bring the snail to each marked nest and keep it alive. Temperate, humid, cloudy. I have no idea what any of that means. Okay, so there's a snail over there. We are on a timed mission, apparently. I've got a bunch of abilities at the bottom of my screen now. So, where... Okay, over there. So I'm supposed to bring it over there, I'm assuming. You unfortunately have to assume a lot of things in this game because you're not told fucking anything in this game. These are white ants. And then these are green ants. Are they acid? Oh yeah, that icon definitely indicates that they can shoot acid. So what are these white ants? And then this is a snail. Hello, snail. That's cool how how his antennae or eyes, whatever, go back in. That's really cool. I'm gonna blind you. You're not gonna see shit. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, these are the soldier ants. These are just regular leaf cutters like I am. And then, okay, so we have to go over there. So what am I actually supposed to do? There's different abilities at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's press 1. Increases Legion movement speed by 60% for 20 seconds. Induces Fury to increase Legion damage by 30% for 30 seconds. Terrifies enemies legions who flee for 20 seconds if they are not in melee combat. And then there's also a range indicator around me. And then 4 chitin hardening spores grant a protective shield of 30% of the legion's health. How long does it last? Okay, so I don't know how long it lasts, but the cooldown is 3.5 minutes. Otherwise than that, I don't even see the protective shield on my dudes, so you just have to assume that it is indeed in effect, because it doesn't even show up on them. Okay, and then by scrolling my mouse wheel, I can select the different dudes. And then how do I command them? Right click? Okay, right click. Let's click. Okay. Holy shit, you have to figure out literally everything in this game on your own. And it's not even the fact that I'm using a mouse and keyboard. Literally, you don't get a demo, well, you don't get a tutorial of any of the controls, or a demo of any of the controls, if you have a controller or if you have mouse and keyboard. So there's literally just no tutorial whatsoever in the game, which is really poor in my opinion. Okay, so you have to rear up on your hind legs like this, and then you can command them. So these dudes are ranged, these dudes are melee, these dudes are melee, and then the snail we can bring up the rear, just like that. So it looks like you, yourself, cannot engage in combat. You can only issue commands, basically. So basically, it's like an auto battler almost. You just send your dudes in, and then they will do combat automatically. It's very much a auto battler. Oh, that dude just threw something. Okay, well, it doesn't look like my dudes took any damage whatsoever. Like, literally not even a little bit of damage. And there's just fucking carnage all over the place. And their corpses are disappearing into the ground, obviously to save a little bit of GPU processing power, probably. Okay, so once again, we will do the same arrangement. Warrior ants, veteran ants, ranged ants, and then the snail can bring up the rear. My abilities are still on cooldown. You obviously want to engage all of these dudes one by one. You don't want to pull more than one group of them at a time, if you can avoid it. Like there just now, I unfortunately... Okay, lag. I unfortunately engaged like 2 or 3 dudes at once in combat. But you should try to avoid doing that, definitely. It's also not easy to see if your dudes are actually in combat, because these guys over here, there's a lot of guys just standing around of my veteran workers, so yeah, it's not easy to see when you're actually in combat. This is literally all you have to do. You just move your dudes forward slowly but surely, and then you just engage the different packs of enemies. This is literally the game so far. You see, there's a lot of dudes standing around over here doing nothing. Even my warriors, but I like those attacks. But I did tell them to attack. You see, they automatically move back over here. Okay, there was a little bit of a glitch just there. Golden tortoise beetle. Don't know what that is. Oh, how the hell are they engaged in combat over there? There's something attacked us from the rear. And I can actually also take damage. If I go into the middle of the swarm, I also take damage. There's another squad over there, so let's use some of our abilities. Okay, there's 3 bloody squads over here. Yeah, this is literally the game. You just stand around and wait for the enemies to die, really. This is the name of the game. I have no idea what any of the stuff means. On the... Oh, my dudes are actually losing health. On the icons at the bottom, like there's a yellow icon and now there's a red icon. Like, I have no idea what any of these icons mean. Come on, snail, full speed ahead. We've only got a minute and a half left, and I don't know what happens when we run out of time. Full speed ahead. Ah, it's cool that it also leaves like a slimy trail. That's a nice little thing. Oh, and they can crawl over the snail as well. And we made it with less than a minute left. And the snail just freaked out and basically caved in on itself for some reason. So that's the second bug that we've seen so far. The game definitely is pretty, as I said. Like, it definitely is visually impressive. But yeah, visually impressiveness does not equal a game that is worth $40. The game has to be backed up with good gameplay as well. Good core gameplay mechanics and a fun core gameplay loop as well. So I have yet to determine if the game is actually fun. So there's a quest over there, quest over there. I don't see anything else. Do we have a map? Nope, we don't have a map. I'm pressing I, I'm pressing B, I'm pressing tab. So we don't have an inventory, we don't have a map from what I can see. Nothing. I'm literally... Oh, C. Okay, so when you press C, you can change the following distance of the camera. But we don't have a map or anything like that at all. Let me check. Yes, you've been assigned a task, like some of your sisters and some of mine. We're going hunting. There's a network of caves nearby. They're filled with fireflies. Let's go. Sure. Oh, and then we get pulled directly into the mission with no warning whatsoever. Catch 3 fireflies. That's a fire slug. A bunch of fire slugs. Okay, so where... I wonder if you can take full damage. I'm assuming we have to go down. Assuming. There's no quest marker or quest indicator. There's obviously no compass or map marker or anything like that. So let's jump over there. Okay, no damage. Are you friendly? I wonder. Slugs don't eat ants. Normally. You look really badass. Will you damage me? Oh, I can ride you. Gonna make you not see shit. Really cool that you can do that. Okay, so do we jump into the water? Water shouldn't be an issue for an ant or what? Let's jump. Jump! And I'm in the water and I take damage. Okay, so you take damage from the water. Okay, so we can walk against the ceiling. We don't need to walk on the water. The controls are really weird when you walk upside down, because left is right and right is left. But you can get used to it pretty quickly. Okay, there's a firefly. So what am I actually supposed to do? What's this? Am I supposed to go in here? Oh, is it a dead end? Okay, I guess that's a dead end. Don't know why the developers would put a dead end there. Holy shit, I fell down. Let's just get on the bloody ground, because that's giving me vertigo. How do I catch them? Okay, I take damage there for some reason. Am I a vampire being burned by the bloody stuff or what? Okay, well, I just ran into it and it died. So I guess that means catching it. Just ramming into the firefly means that you've caught it. Fucking hell, I don't want to go into the stick. Like, it's really poor that the game has no tutorial whatsoever. Not even for the controls. Okay, more lag. Like, the game just freezes, like, for, like, 2 seconds sometimes. It's not good. What's that, a walnut? Okay, another mechanic which isn't explained at all. Hard food for later. Okay. How do you get down? Okay, so I need to keep an eye. Oh, there's a spider. Oh, arachnophobia warning. Let's go have a look. Spiders do kill ants. Holy shit, I'm literally literally going in circles around the fucking thing. Yeah, spiders do kill ants, so I wonder what will happen if we get too close. Yeah, I'll take damage from that. Oh, I can't actually... Okay, so there's an invisible wall. I can't go further. Literally, the game is blocking me. Okay, well, that sucks. I would have wanted to interact with a spider, or perhaps if you got too close, you would, like, get executed by the spider. Something cool like that, but... unfortunately not. Okay, so we need 2 more fireflies. Let's sprint up here. Like fucking Speed Racer. I literally caught air over there. Literally caught air from the speed. Okay, I don't see a firefly anywhere. Let's jump down. What's this? Oh, some kind of a moth. Is it those... Oh, it's a roly-poly. Okay. I don't know what the technical term for a roly-poly is. A pill bug. You can bump into them. Oh, but you go right through them. Oh, that sucks. That breaks my immersion. Literally being able to walk right through them. They're not like a snail that you can actually walk on top of. You just literally walk right through them. That sucks. I would have liked to be able to, like, push them around like a fucking soccer ball or something like that, you know? That would have been really cool. Is it really necessary for those bloody icons to constantly show? Like, can't you bloody disable them? Because that's really distracting. Okay, so I need to crash into that one. Fucking hell. I got that one as well. Oh, I cut its fucking head off. Okay. That's how you catch them, I guess. You cut their head off. Brutal. I didn't know that fireflies and ants were sworn enemies. Die! Wow! I caught that fucker in the air. I wasn't even aiming for it. But okay. Now that was a really stupid mission, to be honest. Like, you just run into the fireflies. And it's a lot of walking. Okay, so next there's a thing over there. Jump! You can actually control yourself in the air. Like a fucking flying squirrel. You can glide in the air. I'm not a huge fan of this mechanic. Are there any on the inside? Yes, there are. Any more? Bloody hell, you fall off really easily when you're sprinting. Like, you really have to be careful with the sprinting. And then the last one, where's the last one? Those ants are just freaking out. Going in circles. Last one might be on the outside, I'm not sure. There it is. Dangerous. How is it dangerous? Okay. So I guess we just do the next quest, I guess. I would like to be able to do something, you know, like here in the open world, you know, but so far it seems like the entire game is just talking to these ants, and then you get teleported away to a separate mission. Oh, butterfly is dead. That sucks. It's a nice butterfly. Makes me sad. Like, you can literally explore where you want, but there doesn't seem to be any point to it. Like, this honestly would have been a really, really fantastic game if you could, just like in Grounded or Small Lands or any of those types of games, just if you were able to harvest stuff, like harvest leaves, harvest moss, harvest ground, harvest tree bark, harvest water, harvest berries, harvest food, that kind of stuff, and then just build stuff and expand your colony and stuff like that. But like, honestly, it just, there's nothing like that. You can't do anything like that, and I think this would have been the perfect bloody game to do that kind of stuff in. Really, it would have been the perfect game. Well, let's go to this quest, I guess, because there's really not anything else that you can do in the game, it looks like. What's that over there? A weevil? I think it's a weevil. I wonder how far you can actually go out into the world. After this mission, I will test that. I will see how far can you actually go out into the world. The sister from Balokan. When mother said you were coming, a wave of joy was felt through our city, but I need to get to the point. We need help clearing one of our evacuation paths right in termite territory. I will go clear the evacuation path. Develop your outpost while the water's lower. Gather resources from a farming point. Build a chemical laboratory. Holy shit, this is literally what I was just talking about. Build or upgrade 4 legions to tier 2. Build the super predator legion to help fight through the enemy legions. Build a support legion to help your legions survive. Hold R to speed up legion build up by using food. Okay. Okay. I have no fucking idea what I'm supposed to do. Like, how do you harvest? That would be the first thing that I would need to know. From a foraging point. What the hell? Economy, defense, information, powers, legions. Okay, economy. Holy balls, okay. So you can build places. Okay, this game just took a huge left turn. Produce food per minute. Price increases by 20 for each one build. The price upgrade increases for each one you build. Mushroom farm, okay. That sounds good. Let's do that. Just like that. Mushroom farm built. Oh, was it built over here? Oh, mushroom farm, okay. So they literally build it here inside this location. Economy. Okay, so I can't build any of those. I'm pressing R, but it's not going back. You see, that's a bug. I'm pressing R, nothing is happening. So let's get out of this menu, hopefully, and then go into the menu again. So that's another bug. Okay, defense, information. Cartographers. Display all your nests and visible legions on a minimap already built. Activity alert. Alerts when opponent is interacting with nests, foraging points, and resources. Scout training. Increases your max stamina, regeneration, and health. So is it mine or my legions? We can build that one, but I'm not sure. Does it increase mine or my legions? Okay, that one is built. And then once again, I'm pressing R, nothing is happening, so then I have to go out and then go in again. Really irritating. This nest already supports a legion. Okay, so you can't do more. Okay, then we have to go out and we have to go in again. Already built in this nest, and then we have to go out and we have to go in again, and then finally powers. Ash pheromones, rage pheromones, shield spores, reinforcement calls, slightly heals depleted legions. I think more damage or more health. Like, they don't say how long the shield spores lasts. That's my only issue. I want to know how long does it last. But anyway, let's build that. And then that's that. We can't do anything more here. So currently my only dudes that I have is these ants, the heavy ants. So okay. Shield spores active. Okay. Okay, there's a resource point over here. Come over here, guys. I'm not sure what this is. Is this part of mine or not? Mossy nest. Is it part of mine? Okay, apparently it is part of mine. Generates wood. Sure, let's generate wood. Oh, chemical laboratory. We can do that as well. It's part of our objectives, so I guess let's do that. It does cost a shitload. Not enough wood. Worker, melee unit, ranged gunners, warriors, aphids. Aphids reinforce friendly troops in close proximity. Weak against all types of enemies. This can be upgraded once. So what does reinforce mean? Like when it says aphids reinforce friendly troops in close proximity, what does that mean? You're not providing me with any information whatsoever. And then also relating to all of the other stuff as well. What's the damage of warriors? What's the health of warriors? What's the damage of gunners? What's the health of gunners? What's the damage of melee workers? What's the health of melee workers? Like, you're not providing the player with any fucking information whatsoever. Okay, now I can get tier 2 dudes as well. Door beetles. Creates a door beetle horde. Lock all enemy legions in combat, strong against all types of enemies. Well, that doesn't give me fucking much information, to be honest. Veteran warriors, veteran gunners, veteran workers. I mean, let's get the door beetles, I guess. Sounds interesting. Door beetles bolt. And then anything else? Economy, storage expansion, pheromones reserve. Allows you to create and command an additional legion. Oh. Salvage gives you a 50% refund on the destroyed chamber. No, I don't care about that. Let's do the additional legion. That will be really cool. Then we can increase our legion size, obviously. So can we get another one over here? No. I'm not sure how to create and command an additional legion. It says I can do that, but I'm not sure how to do that. Because obviously the game doesn't give you fucking any information whatsoever. I need more wood. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do any of this really because I don't have wood. Okay. So where's my door beetles? Legion is recovering. Okay, so I need to wait for them, I guess. Oh, you can speed it up by spending resources. Okay. Oh. Ho ho ho. Okay. They're really nice and shiny. They're fucking huge. Okay, that looks cool. Okay, boys, let's go. Okay, are those enemies? Can we get information about them? Attack! They're just flinging fucking fire beetles all over the place. Fucking destroyed. Send to the closest nest. Okay, I guess. I guess so. Okay, where to next? Oh shit. Yeah, when sprinting you really need to be careful because you just have so much momentum, you immediately fly off into the distance if there is any kind of incline or anything like this. Are these guys friendly? Oh. Oh. Yeah, you're not friendly. Clearly. Okay, economy. Yeah, increase. Mobilizes veteran gunner ants to serve as asset turrets defending this nest. So you can get defenses. I don't care a huge amount about defenses right now. I'm more concerned with offenses. Displays the upgrades build as well as the state of the legion in the enemy nest you are aiming at. So aphids are support, but honestly I don't know what they do. No idea what they do. But let's build them since they are a requirement for the quest. I would just like to have fucking some kind of an inkling of what they actually provide. Page pheromones, dash pheromones, reinforcement call. Upgrades the boot barrier by granting a 20% shield to friendly legions nearby. Okay, so we have aphids. Here they come from that direction for some reason. Okay, not enough chambers. More lag. Okay, so that one is done. So you can only build a limited amount of stuff, like 4 or 5 chambers at each nest, basically. So how do I get to the other side of the map? And I'm not sure if there's anything else that I haven't yet found around here. I wish you could like send out scouts to scout and stuff like that. But it seems you have to do everything yourself. So this one is for full. I can't do anything there. And I think this one is full as well. Yeah, 0. Okay. So we have to expand. There's something over there. Oh no, that's my base. That's one of my bases. Okay, there's a nest over there. Another nest. Okay, well, come on, boys. That will unlock tier 3 for us. Chemical library built. So now we have tier 3. Oh, elite warriors, elite gunners, elite workers. But we don't have a new support unit, unfortunately. I would have liked to get like a new support unit. But anyway, let's do elite gunners. Hides enemy legions and nest positions. Hides your legions in this region. Don't have enough chambers anymore. Okay, that's that. Create and command an additional legion will be nice. But now I really need wood. So this one is food. How do I even collect it? Like, how do you actually use it and get it? I have no idea. I can't interact with it at all. Once again, another thing that I have no idea how to do in the game. I don't need my gunners right now, so I don't really need to spend that food, even though, yeah, let's do it, because I'm literally so stocked up on food. We don't really need to wait for our gunners. Yeah, that was quick. So we can have 2 gunner squadrons and then basically 2 melee squadrons or legions, whatever you want to call it. And then the aphids, which are obviously support. Oh, there's a bunch of fire beetles. Holy balls. Millions of them. Apparently you can upgrade your dudes. Let's see, how do you actually do that? So these are my melee warriors. Oh, upgrade, okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, upgrade. Definitely want to do that. Oh, but it destroys them. Like, completely destroys them. And then these aphids, like you can't upgrade the aphids. So there's no upgrade for the aphids at all. Now we are cooking with gas. Find and destroy the termite headquarters. Oh, the fucking water just disappeared over here. I didn't even notice it. The water that was here just magically disappeared. Yeah, let's just wait for our warrior legion over there. I can still make an upgrade here. Okay, why is the game all of a sudden at 100% GPU usage? Is it because I have too many ants in one region or what? Because the game just shot to 100% GPU usage. Maybe the game doesn't like having... Oh, yeah. When I look over in that direction, my GPU ramps to 100% usage. That's not ideal. That's gonna make the recording look shitty. But okay, let's just power through it. Wow, this one has 7 chambers. That's the biggest nest so far. I have to say the build variety in the game is not very impressive. Like, I mean, we are basically 30 minutes into this map and we have everything. Like, we have built everything basically. I'm not even gonna bother building at these places because my army is already maxed. I literally cannot expand my army anymore. Once you have basically expanded and upgraded your army and your abilities as much as possible, the game becomes a little bit boring. Like, literally all you do is you pop down your people, they come over, they attack automatically, because the game is essentially an auto-battler, and that's it. Like, that's the entire name of the game at this stage. Like, this is the entire core game loop at this stage. Oh, who's attacking over there? Holy shit. How the hell did there come a legion from behind? How's that even possible? I did put defenses... No, I didn't put defenses here. I put defenses at that other one over there. let's just put defenses here. Go. They probably came over from the right side because I haven't bothered exploring that entire right side yet. Yeah, my 2 squadrons of ranged dudes are just fucking them up. Forge on ahead. I wish you could like control all of them at once, you know, like just a move all, because having to select each one and left click is unnecessary. Like you have to select one, left click, select one, left click, select one, left click, select one, left click. Like it's just so unnecessary. Okay, we are being attacked actually. Our aphids are shitting themselves actually. How the hell am I taking this much damage? Holy balls. How are they this powerful? My warriors are dead, my aphids are dead. Bloody hell, my entire army is like destroyed by this one base. Okay, well, we managed to do it, but fucking hell, that final battle was a monster. Okay, so I guess that's the end for now. Honestly, I've played enough of the game to make my decision on the game. Like, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of games that reset, kind of. Like, this game is clearly going to be a repeating cycle of you accepting a mission, and then once you've accepted the mission, you get teleported to the area wherever the mission takes place, and then you either have to do like we did there, collecting aphids or collecting fireflies, whatever, or a different type of mission is like that one that we just did, where you need to basically control the entire map and kill all of the enemies on the map. And each time basically your progress gets reset, because every different map that you have to control, you have to start your base over from scratch. So you start from the beginning, and then you have to build up your base, you have to build up your army, you have to upgrade your army, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of having all of my progress reset every time I enter a new mission. I would much prefer it if it were like, for instance, Grounded or Small Lands or anything like that, Enshrouded. Another game that I actually recently played, let me just alt tab here quickly so that I can get the name of the game for you guys. Just 1 second. The name of that game that I'm thinking about is Oddsparks and Automation Adventure. And the game does have automation mechanics, but it is much more like Pikmin. And and I mean, this game essentially is a lot like Pikmin, because you're just basically, it's like auto battler. You're um, commanding your ants, and the ants do the rest. So it's very much like Pikmin, and it's very much like this game as well. You have a bunch of followers, you have different groups of followers, exactly like this ants game, and you just command your followers. You can do a little bit to influence the combat, but for the most part, they do the combat automatically. It's essentially an auto battler in the sense of the combat, but this game has lasting progression. So you build a base, you can build a railway, you can harvest resources, and everything is lasting. It's not like you enter a different map each time and you lose all of your progress that you had and all of your resources that you had made up on the previous maps. On this game, you have lasting progression, and it's a very large map, and you can get your upgrades, get your buildings, get stronger minions, and all of it is lasting. It's lasting progression. Whereas this game is also like I say, basically like Pikmin. You're commanding your units, and you don't really have a huge influence over the combat, over how the battle really goes. All you can really do is just make sure that your enemies are your troops are fully upgraded. You can cast a couple of spells to make them more powerful, but yeah, at the end of the day, you don't really have a lot of influence over the combat. So honestly, I much prefer a game like Oddsparks, where you have lasting progression. Even in Pikmin, you have more lasting progression in like Pikmin 4, for instance, than what you have in this game. In this game, you're just constantly having your progress reset, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I really like the graphics. The graphics are really the best thing of the game. The music is mediocre and forgettable. You can't even change depth of field. Like, you can't remove depth of field, and the game does have depth of field, so that's not good. You can't change any of the controls. There's no tutorial at all. I don't like the way that the game is set up, where you can only build a certain amount in every nest, like a 4-chamber or a 5-chamber in every nest. If you want to upgrade your ants, you have to run back to the nest where you built those ants then you have to destroy your current ants, and then you can upgrade your one specific ant squad, your one legion. So you literally have to run all over the map to the nests where you were previously if you want to upgrade that specific legion, and that's just really inefficient. It can take you 30 seconds to a minute to run back to your previous nest, if you can even remember which nest it was where you built it, and then run back over to where you want to be. So it's just really unnecessary, really obtuse, and it just wastes a lot of time. And honestly, like I say, at the end of the day, I do not get a lot of enjoyment out of a game where my progress is constantly reset. I much prefer a game to have a lasting progression, like a game like Oddsparks. And then we come to the price of the game. $40 or €40 is a lot of money. They also have a deluxe ultimate Kamehameha supercalifragilisticexpialidocious edition of the game, which I think costs $50 or €50, which just is unnecessary. The game is already overpriced, and then they have the audacity to ask an additional $10 or €10 for the game. I just think it's unnecessary. Like, honestly, the graphics are fantastic, but fantastic graphics don't make me want to pay $40 for a game. You can get a lot of good games for $40, and I just don't think that this game is worth $40, to be honest. It's just not good, in my opinion. The graphics are really good. The graphics are unbeatable, but everything else about the game, just like I said, is not good. I would have preferred it if it were lasting progression, if you could just run all over the overworld and explore the overworld, collect resources, upgrade your base, expand your colony, improve your colony, get upgrades, all of that kind of stuff on the overworld. I do not like the fact that there's small little maps that we have to enter, and then you can do a little bit of progress on those maps, but as soon as you finish the map objective, you lose all of your progress. It's just not fun, in my opinion. So yeah, I really can't recommend the game. There are simply better games out there, like Oddsparks, even though Oddsparks doesn't have the graphics that this game does. Oddsparks in all other aspects is simply a superior game, and it costs bloody well half what this game costs. I just do not see how these developers can justify a $40 title, because I'm just not seeing a game that even would be worth, honestly, $25 even would be overcharging. I would pay $20 for this game, honestly. If I were to get any enjoyment out of this game, which honestly I don't, it's not my type of game, because like I said, I prefer lasting progression. But even if I were to enjoy this type of game, I would pay $20 for this game. I would not pay $40 for this game ever. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion of the game. As I said at the beginning, the developers were nice enough to send me code for the game weeks in advance of the game actually releasing. I do have an embargo which I have to honor, so I will not be publishing the footage of the game until I think like something like 3 weeks before the game releases, which is the embargo for the game. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Or as always, if you want to support the channel, if you want to allow me to do more reviews for you guys in the future, then you can support me on patreon.com/LFP. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time.